Hi, Sora here. This time you can see the face because you need to see these young ladies. I've been wanting to introduce them for a while, but because they are so tall it is rather difficult to demonstrate them flat on a table, so we need the whole thing. So unfortunately I have to show my face. Now first of all, most of you will know who these are. We have Chitose here, we have Mirai here. They are both Smartdolls by Danny Choo. I've had Mirai first, which I got the chance to actually make her in Japan, which was amazing. That's why she's got blue eyes as well, because traditionally Mirai does not. But Chitose was one that I bought, and she was imported over here into the UK. Now what I was really going to do today was to say hello to the girls, and also look at a few bits and pieces how you can make maybe the outfits a little bit cheaper, or if you pick up items in charity shops, to see what you can actually do with them. Now Chitose is going to be our model today. Mirai's done a photo shoot, a Valentine one this morning. Some of you may have seen that. I was really pleased with that. So, Chitose, you need to put Bunny down and say hello. Now, I'm hoping you can see her fully. If not, I'm going to have to adjust again. Right, so here she is. She has her Danny Choo jeans on today, and she has one of my crochet tops that I've made and a crochet hat. They've nearly always got a hat on because, as some of you will know, that is the thing that I like to do. I do love making hats. So what I'm going to look at, hopefully she's going to stand on her own. There we go. They are pretty good at that. As much as they do have the little stand hole for the stand, well, even in heels actually, but if flat-footed, they stand beautifully. So that's quite a good thing, especially when you're doing your photography. So in my gorgeous bag here, a friend of mine made for Christmas, these gorgeous Japanese fabrics, I've just got bits and bobs that I've picked up from the charity shop, and just to sort of see how things will fit, and it'll give you an idea if you see them then whether it's worth picking them up. One of the first things I'm going to do though is just show you a little selection of bags. Now a lot of you do this, I know, because I see them on the sites, but it's something to watch out for. Purses, that's what they are, or key charms. Lots of little bags out there. Kath Kidson is one of my first that I got. That was the first one that Mirai ever had, and I bought that on holiday. I bought myself a purse and I bought her the little bag. Now it's great, a little bit short on the back, so you can't really put it on her back, but it looks great as a little demonstration bag, so I was really pleased with that one. Have a second Kath Kidson one. Kath Kidson, look for the sales. They're not too expensive on the bags like this, but if you can pick them up in the sales, you can pick them up for a few pounds, so that's even better. So a second bag there. Now this little plain bag here, which we will put on Chitose's shoulders, this is actually a Cindy bag, but not the Cindy as some of you may know. If you go shopping in Tesco and the likes, you will see that Cindy was bought out by Tesco, and they did a rather large one, as big as the American Girl doll. Not something I particularly like. The little ones that they do are quite cute, but not really fond of the big ones. But there is a clothing range. The actual clothes are too wide. Excuse me, the clothes are too wide. But the little accessories aren't too bad at all. Again, watch for the sales. I got a couple of things with this, but I think my granddaughter's acquired them. But it was a couple of pounds. So it's just nice to put on photos. And there we go. She's got a collection of bags on there. Now, this was a nice find. Charity shop find, 50p. Nice little zip-up bag. Nice size, a big bag, this one. No brand, no label, so I haven't got a clue who it's from, but again, it made a nice little bag there. Now we have two more bags in here. Now this one was quite the find. This is actually an Osprey bag. Again, it will have been a keyring or a coin purse, as some of are referring to them as, but it is actually a leather little bag, and it makes an absolutely adorable hold all. And again, does just fit on her shoulders. Let's bend the arm up a little bit, and then we'll slide it on. There we go. So it is a nice bag, that, and if you were buying the grown-up or the real person version of it, it would be an expensive bag. So again, lucky find, charity shop. Always rummage in the little boxes they have. And the last one, I'm sure a lot will be familiar with. This is a recent one. This is a Primark one, and it's the Mary Poppins bag. Now, I desperately wanted to get this. I went to Primark. They were sold out so fast. It was unbelievable. There was just no chance of getting it. I had friends looking out for it and everything. So I did cave, and I did buy it on eBay, and I did pay more than I should. In Primark, they were £5, but if you're looking on eBay, you're going to be looking at £10 to get it. But I so wanted it because I so like Mary Poppins, and I just thought it was beautiful. I'd have a real size one of those if I'd got one. So that was our little bag collection. So Mirai can sit there while she's having a cup of tea with loads of bags. Typical girls, lots of bags there. Now, another little thing before I go on to the clothes is this. If you're wanting props, Tesco again. We're very lucky to live very close to a Tesco. Now, I haven't even taken it out yet. Don't do that with your teeth, it's not good. Oh, I've just dropped a part of it. It's basically got a stand as well. Well, I didn't want it for the stand, so I'll pick that other bit up later. I wanted it for the wand. It's actually got some weight. I thought it was going to be plastic. It's not. It feels like it's a metal. But again, I know some of you have got Harry Potter ones out there, but these are really quite nice. And if you do collect things like this, it does have this lovely little stand, which I've dropped the other half on the floor, but there's the little stand. So we will move that out of the way. That was a buy side. I wasn't really going to be doing that one. Now, looking at clothes. Again, Cath Kidston. Watch out for the sales. The Cath Kidston dress. I know, again, some of you have got this. It fits quite nicely, but it is a little too wide on the waist. As we can see, the length is quite nice. And what I actually did, as you can see, Mirai's got a little lace underskirt under here. This was a beautiful dress made by another lady who collects dolls, who calls Cheryl. So lovely clothes. She made this special for me. I think it was the first smart doll one she'd done. But I've made a little underskirt, so it just edges it if you want it a little bit longer or just want it a little bit fluffier. It does that. And I also just added a ribbon around the middle, and it did make a pretty dress. I only paid £3 for that one. So again, look in the sales. Cath Kidston sales are great. I wouldn't pay, well, saying that, I don't think they were that much full price. I think about £6, something like that. But that's up to you how much you want to spend, of course. Because as we all know, some of these gorgeous designer clothes can be a little bit more pricey. Well worth it, believe you me. So they are worth a treat every now and again. But sometimes we can't afford to do that. And I'm obsessed with bargains, as you will see. Now, these are a couple of little items. It was literally, I'll put my bag on the floor. It was literally just in a pile, in a little basket. I started rummaging through, and I'm like, looks a little bit big, but it's got a promise. So I decided to take it home. Now, this one, this is actually is Designer Friend. Now, as far as I've seen, that's in Argos. Now, I know this one, for a fact, fits quite well. So I'm going to actually pop it on Chitose. I'm going to take her wig off as well because it's easier to undress her. And also, don't know whether any of you do this, I am actually going to take, if they will come out, careful there, her arms. Some tops will not come off very easily, so it's easier to take the arms out, but please be careful when you do it, because obviously, like with anything, there's no such thing as not breakable. It can actually give. So I'm going to pull that back over like that. I've pulled a necklace off at the same time. I'm going to put her arms back in, because for these outfits, there's a lot of Velcro involved, so it doesn't matter. Make sure you are lining it up when you do pop it in. Nice and straight, you feel it clicking into place, so her shoulders should be nice and straight there, because I know some people have had some issues. Usually impatience causes the issues. You just need to be a little bit more careful. So, arms in and over the head, because we've got a nice big Velcro back. Now, the designer doll, as far as I can see, is an Argos thing. I don't know, I've not seen it anywhere else, but they do actually have quite a few nice outfits. Now, I've Velcroed that up the back. Sleeves are short because I've got a feeling their doll is shorter. Let me get that Velcro straight. There we go. I don't think that's a bad fit. We've got a 3/4 sleeve, not a full sleeve, but I generally don't think the fit is bad. Fits quite nicely at the back. You can actually still see her stand, so if you do want to put the stand in, you can still get it in without actually altering the outfit greatly. So I thought that was quite good. I actually got the whole lot for £1, so I'm not complaining at all. Now, as I say, these are American Girl Our Generation, they're roughly the same sort of doll. So it depends where you are in the world to which one you get more than anything. So I think we might get away with leaving this one on, because this one, Velcro, I've got a pin in it because I was going to alter it. Pin out, up there, all the way down. Like I said, this is a, let me get it right, Our Generation. It is an Our Generation, this one. Oh, the Velcro's sticking to the Velcro now. In fact, I think I need to take this off. So let's turn you around. Let's try and be a little bit modest. She's not as shy as Chitose, as Mirai, this one, but we've got to keep her decent. There we go. Right, so I can slide this on from the front because of the Velcro. I can see it's going to be too big. But let's see what we can do with it. I'll say it depends on what sort of look you're wanting. We could go for sort of a baggy sort of t-shirt look, off the shoulder number. So you could leave it as it is, I think, if you were wanting that sort of slouchy sort of look. I don't think that's too bad at all. Looks a little bit like a maternity smock. But if you're handy with needles, or you don't have to be that handy with a sewing machine, you can just take some little tucks. Now, I've got a box of clips. You can use them instead of pins. They're great using on the sewing machine. Now, just as an example, I'm just going to pin in the back of these. So if I took a tuck there, let's get another pin, and took a tuck there, you can already see we've got a little bit of shaping going off. It would create another seam on the back, but I don't think that's the end of the world. So you could actually take it in as much as you wanted. I've only taken a little bit in there. And that, or again, like we had with the dress, we could always attach a little bit of ribbon either side and just pull it in, which if we did that, I think we'd be looking at that sort of pulling, which I think that looks quite nice. Again, you seem to get shorter sleeves with these dolls because obviously their proportions are different. They're more of a chunky doll, whereas obviously Mirai is more of a model shape. Let's put them down. We can leave that one on this time, because the other little thing that came with them was this. Again, we're going to get the same issue. It's going to be too broad. Some of the accessories for Our Generation and American Girl, isn't she, that you can get, usually will fit. The headpiece is usually big because obviously she's got a big head in comparison. But little jackets, again, I personally think it's too big, but it doesn't really matter whether it is big. You could leave it chunky, or I'm going to get my clips out again. Let's turn around. You see the neckline's a little bit large as well. So let's get her to stand straight. Keep still for me, missus. And there we go. So I'm going to pin in at the back here. Now I reckon if I took in maybe about an inch all the way down at the back, that would bring it in quite nicely. Take it in a little bit more. As I say, if you don't have a sewing machine or you're a little bit scared of using a sewing machine, it can be hand sewn, but take your time and try and make your stitches as small as possible. But again, if you're only using it for photographic use, you can get away with maybe just clipping it if you just wanted to show that she was in a different outfit. But it is definitely too big, but it's quite a nice little jacket so for her to wear. So that's quite good. Let's undo this one again. I hope I'm not waffling too much. I do have a tendency. Apologise if I am. The last little thing came was a skirt. Now you're going to get the same problem again. It's the actual width of these dolls. So I'm going to slide this on over a jeans. Might look a little bit funny. And we'll go over the top. And we're going to keep it quite high-waisted, because by doing that we can get a better shape from it. We have the little, I keep saying it, I really do need to put my glasses on, but I'm too vain to put them on, Our Generation logo on the front. but you could unpick that very easy. So I'm going to Velcro it and see where it sits. As you can see, it's too wide. If we drop it down, she could sit it nearer her hips. And then actually, if we do it on her hips, we are actually only missing a little bit. I think this top's getting in our way. So I'm going to tie it up at the back. See, that's another way you could do it. You could just tie it. There you go. We've got a nice little crop top now. So it's a little bit low on her hips. I think she might be a little indecent if that keeps falling down. But it's not much of a difference. In fact, to be honest, with this one, you could get away with just moving the Velcro across. You will get a little pleat if you do that. But if you've not got the sewing skills or it's not something that you really want to do, you could get away with just pulling it across and maybe putting another little bit of Velcro. Because I think the length is quite nice. I think the skirt colouring is quite nice. So you could actually do that. For myself, I am actually going to be unpicking the seam at the back. Now, it is quite simple to do. You could do with a seam ripper if you're going to be doing that. So move these bags off so you can sit down there. We'll leave your stripy top on. Shall we put your wig back on? There we go. Little stretch at the back there. There we are, all nice and tidy. Right, so at the back of here, if I turn it out, there's just a very small seam along there. Now, it's a little bit hard to alter this end without sort of really taking it apart, but you could be really lazy and just cut all the way along to the size required so it still fits around her waist, and then just do a little running stitch. Or if you're lucky enough to have a sewing machine, you would sew it, but remember you need to make sure you leave that opening. I mean, to be honest, as much as these are shop bought, there is no edging really. I mean, it's just a single seam, there's no overlocking. You'll find a lot of the basic fashion doll clothes are like that. That is where you'll see the difference in the quality. If you're buying something that's sort of cheap like this, you won't get this. If you're buying something like these or like this, you will see a massive difference. I do try and support as many sort of artisans, shall we say, crafters, rather than just buying sort of from the shops, because there's some stunning stuff out there. Etsy's a wonderful place. But as I said, they've not seamed it, so it'd be really easy just to unpick that. But to be honest, I'd be lazy. I'd take a pair of scissors straight down there, fold it back, iron it a little bit so it's nice and flat for the edges, and then just hand stitch. Or, like I said, if you've got a machine, you can run it through your machine. Not everybody has. Not everybody likes to use a machine. I do. Sometimes I go through stages. I haven't actually sewn anything for ages. I do make them outfits, but because I predominantly crochet, that is what I'm working on for that. So that's basically it. It wasn't really an anything video. It was just to say hi, just to say watch out for some bargains, and to introduce you to these two ladies. So then I'll get used to the camera perhaps, and then in the future we can do a little bit more. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, all the things that we do on social media nowadays, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.